Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to show you how to build a professional testimonials page that gets you new clients. We're going to focus on a single high-impact page that is crucial for building your customers' trust using Nextr. Now, we're going to show you how to use Nextr's built-in testimonial block to create a clean and organized layout. We're going to show you how to add your clients' photos, their name, and a quote. And as a bonus, we're going to take a look at Nextr's built-in form feature so that other customers will have an easier time to submit their testimonials. Okay? Here we have our website that we've been building up using Nextr and its theme builder and the blocks. And, you know, it's looking a bit cluttered right now, but so far we have our homepage and our services page, our contact us page, and we've even made a special FAQ page using Nextr's blocks. Right? This is just a real simple website. And, you know, we have our frequently asked questions here. We have our services. But what's another thing that we can add here to make or possibly even convince potential customers to avail of our services and or products? Right? So, you know, if our customers already know what they want, they'll go ahead and book today. They'll take a look at our services and maybe even contact us using our contact page or even through our social media. Now, if we had a testimonials page, right, we can probably have it on our homepage right here, or even a separate page. We'll put a button over here that says, see what our other customers have to say. Let's go ahead and make that page right now on our dashboard. Let's go under pages and click on add new page. And over here, let's go ahead and give it a name just to keep things organized. Let's call this okay. And the block we're going to be using for this particular example in this video is going to be the testimonials block. Okay, let's just drag and drop that into here. We can import pre-designed templates, but we're going to be using this block as it is. So we'll design it from scratch. And even from scratch, we have a few different styles to choose from, right? So this last one is going to be available for Pro only, but we have 3 to choose from, okay? We can change our layout, right? We can have a carousel. If we have multiple, we have this one, or even this one, and then these ones as well, right? So if we added some other ones, you can see, oops, let's add 4 here just to keep things looking cool. We have this area over here. Let's go ahead and use this one on a, probably on masonry, or probably, what would be great? Probably a grid of 4 would be great, and we would probably have our customers look at this and they'll be like, okay, yeah, that's a lot of testimonials. All right, so we'll stick with this and let's take a look at our content. So this is going to be style 2 on a grid, and as you saw, we've added our other testimonials using just add testimonial over here, and we can delete it or duplicate it, and we can organize them according to this. So we'll put here and you can see we can change the name just like this. Author designation, right? We're going to be right, and then we can go ahead and change and add in our ellipsum here over here. And then over here we have our testimonial title. You can see it. Right, and you can probably go ahead and change these, right? Like, right, and again, you can see the kind of things or like kind of effect that this would have on a potential client, where they'd see, okay, here's their review. What are they talking about, right? Or like, let's say, oops, right? And or like, let's say we had a product that was this, and then, okay, whatever, and then we'll see their picture, their name, and then where they're from. And again, you can change these up how you want, and it might even convince a potential client to go ahead and use your service or buy your product. And here we can upload our image. Here we can upload files from our library. Let's go ahead and use one of these images. Let's go ahead with this one. And you can see we can add our image over there. And then we can go ahead and populate these ones as well. All right, and as you can see now, we have successfully populated our testimonials right here. And we have our columns manager here. We can select how many columns we have. We can change the column height. And as you can see, that does in fact cover some things at. We can change the content scroll, and we can also connect this to a different plugin, right? Make it dynamic, receive dynamic data. But for the free version, we'll have to do everything manually, which isn't always a bad thing. And then for style, okay, author title, author designation, testimonial title, content. Each one of these, we can go ahead and change the font family and color. But let's go ahead and change the testimonial title one to be a different font. Okay, and then we can change the color to be something else, right? Make it stand out, make it pop. And for the content, we'll probably make these a bit bigger. Oops. Make them a bit bigger, easier to read. Probably, oops. What did we do there? All right. Desktop. We'll change the font to Helvetic. All right. There we go. And then for the content background, we can change the background color. Right? Make it a bit easier to read. Make it stand out a little. Add a shadow. We can add a scroll bar if we had one over there for our carousel. And then border background, we can change the background on this. We can add one just to contrast it a little bit. And, that's looking pretty good. Now, if we publish this and took a look at our site, it's just going to be the block itself, right? The block itself, and that's all it has. So what if we went ahead and tried to make this look a little pretty? Let's go ahead and add a container here, and let's move that to the top. Make a flex box, point down, and let's add a heading, an advanced heading here, and an advanced heading gives us some extra layout options. Let's go and choose this one, and let's go ahead and type in our content here. So main heading, client, right? See what our all right, let's go ahead and put our customers have to say. Client testimonials. All right, we can put this over here, and then all right, and then we can change the text limit for how many letters we want, and then let's change the style over here. Right, we can change the separator height and the width, make it longer if we wanted to. All right, and then we can change the separator color. We can make it red. For the tag over here, for the main title, we can change it to something else. Let's change it to 1, and then we can change the typography and the color, and the same thing for our subtitle here. Let's change it to heading 5. Okay, and then for the main box for the title, let's go ahead and change the background color of this, like highlight it, kind of. And then for here, we can change the background. Let's add a background color to this. Okay, and let's make it not so opaque. And then let's go back here to our container and make it full width. Under style, let's add a background image. And we should really be using some other images for this, but let's go ahead and use this one. Nope, this one. Okay, there you go. And then for the height, minimum height, let's fix it to this. Okay. And for our flex property, okay, that should be fine. Layout. All right. Okay, let's click on save and see how this looks like so far. And you can see, oops, let's go ahead and set this to background position, attachment, repeat, no repeat. Save that and see how this looks like again. Let's reload that. And then we should probably center this up. If we can, flex property, center. Okay, actually that's fine, layout. And then, yeah, full width, minimum height, and gutter space, let's put that to 0. And then let's reload this. Or rather, under background image, position centered, center, or center top, fixed, or scroll, I suppose. There we go. And let's see if that makes any of a difference. Okay, that puts it in the middle. For the repeat, let's go ahead and repeat it and then see how that changes things. Probably because it's not that long of an image to begin with. And let's take a look and see. Oops, all right, let's go ahead and reload that. And let's go ahead and center this. Okay, great. That's perfect. And this looks rather acceptable, right? It's not the prettiest, but this gives you an idea for what your testimonials page can look like, right? Your customers, your users, your viewers will go ahead and open this and they'll see all of these, right? And one way to make it a little more special is to add a little contact form here to put their testimonial, right? So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's put on a container here, okay, and let's drop that down. And Flexbox, let's have or a grid, and let's put one top of the other, and let's put a heading over here, and let's go ahead and put here have some okay, and then let's change the heading tag over here to something else. Okay, number 4 is great, and that's fine. And let's go ahead and look for the form, which is built in to Nexter's block library. And go design from scratch, and let's put a simple contact form. Okay, and then this one, I think we can put this into here. Oops. Or we can probably drag and drop this into here. Okay, we probably just have a bunch of space here. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Okay, width and then height, minimum height, and then we can probably choose to lower this a little bit. It's probably something to do with aligning to what this is. So in that case, let's go ahead and put it right beside it. And let's use it this way. Okay, so let's center this up, and with the form here, we have a series of videos taking a look at how these forms work, right? But As you can see, there's some pro versions, some features you can do with the pro version, excuse me. And let's just take a look at the real gist of this. So by default, we have a couple name fields. And if we went into the block editor and we selected this form, it's going to default only to the things that you can insert over here, right? If I selected off of here, it's going to show us all of the other blocks. But if I selected the form here, it shows me the form elements that we can insert. So if I wanted to put a numeric input over here, right? So I can put a number, like ask for further telephone number, I can do that. But let's keep it simple. And, you know, first name, and we can put it required, last name required, and we can change how everything else looks like. Message here, let's go ahead and customize this. And then okay, and then we can change the layout, like field width, make it narrow. We can change the background, and then if we went back up here to our form, we can change the style, so we can change the typography. Let's say we wanted everything to be Times New Roman. We could do just that. For the label, we can change the color. For the input and the button, well, the button, let's go ahead and change that. I'm not too big of a fan of these colors. Make it white. For the background color, let's make it red. And we can add a border to it if we wanted to. And a border with 3 pixels and everything. Okay. And that's that. Let's go back to layout. You know, action after submit. We'll receive an email. At the email, we'll put this at. And we can also change all of these. A success message. Thank you for submitting your message. Under action after submit, you could redirect it. But under the pro version, you get a whole bunch of other options like MailChimp, Discord, Slack, any other email, newsletter integrations that you can use as a separate service, third-party options, that is. But for this example, we're going to go with email, and we won't even need to show you how that is. And another limitation with this is that you can't really ask them to submit their image, which is why you ask for their email, right? So let's go ahead and save this, right? We'll keep that as is, and we have, again, other videos pertaining to the form block in Nextr WordPress. And okay, here we have our testimonials page, and okay, the other customers are that's what they're saying. Oh, this person's from Western Australia, this person's from South America. And hey, maybe I'm a return customer and I have something to say. Okay, here's my name. Fisher, and then I'll put my email here. It's like, okay, and then we can submit this, and then we'll get an email. And then since we're doing this manually using the free version, I think even with the pro version, you'll probably have to do that. You can send them an email like, hey, we received your comments. Do you think you can tell us more? You think we could send you, you think you send us like an image that you'd love for us to put on here? Alternatively, you can just do away with the images, right? You can have placeholder images here if you wanted to, or you can, again, do it manually. But having the testimonials block makes it a bit easier, right? So, okay, so one thing that we could put over here in the form is, where are you from? Okay, so we'll show you that real quick. Let's click on this and then go to the block inserter. Click on our form over here, and then name field, we'll put this here. And then and then we can make that a required field, and that's basically going to complete everything except for our clients' images if they wanted to put a profile picture on their testimonial. So there you have it. A very simple but effective testimonials page using Nexter and WordPress. Not only have we made it look, a bit nicer with a little cover photo here and a header, but the layout by default that Nexter provides is very effective at showing a whole bunch of testimonials on one page, real simple, real effectively. And the testimonials block that they provide with their blocks by default is very powerful and makes it very simple for us to input all of these things. Not only that, we also have our little form here that allows customers to get in touch with us if they do want to give feedback, if they don't want to send it through our social media, through our email directly. This gives an option for more interactions with our customers, and it allows us to put even more testimonials here to hopefully convince other clients or potential customers to avail of our products and services. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Show this kind of video to other nerds like us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you want to know where to get the blocks that we used in this video to make forms real simple, real easy, check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the website of Nexter where you can get the Nexter blocks yourself. Now, if you check out the pricing, they have 3 different levels: starter, professional, and studio. We recommend getting the studio one because it's a one-time payment. It's lifetime. You get all the blocks. You don't have to worry about not having the right blocks to get what you need done. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out one of our other videos, or go ahead and check out our channel and subscribe to see more content like this.